Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurunilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Sri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpadi Gopesha Gopika Kamta Radha Kamta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarviyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vachapatitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraga Paramaha Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Gukhyam. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna is teaching us that if we always think of him, we will go to him. So we have to think about Krishna, all our problems are solved. So everything is in our mind. What our mind is doing every day, every moment is very, very important. That means we should be watching our mind. The soul should be monitoring, watching our mind, what it is doing. So our mind should be focused only on Krishna. It should not be thinking about anything else. Then it is good for ourselves, good for us. We are going to be freed from this material world. So if it is attached to anything else in this material world, attached to matter, then we are going to be in trouble only. It's not at all good for us, for the soul. So simple. That's it. That's what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita very clearly. So what our mind thinks. So that means the question comes also many times. Can we think about Krishna only all the time without thinking about anything else? Yes, it is possible, very much possible. That does not mean that we'll sit straight and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 24/7. That is not possible. It is possible when we get very old, when we are not able to move around, when we get bedridden. So at that point of time, anyhow, we cannot do any actions. No karma, our karmendriyas are not going to work. We can perform karma, we can act only when our karmendriyas are working. When our karmendriyas are not working, we cannot act. So at that point of time, our mind should be remembering Krishna, thinking about Krishna only, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra only all the time. Because we will be completely immobile. We won't be able to move at all, move around at all. But what about now? When we are able to act, when our senses are working, karmendriyas are working. So Krishna is teaching us that Yastvindriyani manassa niyamyarabate arjuna karmendrehi karma yogam asaktaga savisisyate. So we need to control our senses. See, when the karmendriyas are not working, there is no question of controlling our karmendriyas. Because any of them are not working. There is no need to control our karmendriyas. When we get very old and all kinds of problems, knee problem, this problem, not able to get up, not able to walk, not able to go out, not able to do anything. So at that point of time, anyhow, our karmendriyas are not working. So there is no question of controlling our karmendriyas. But when our karmendriyas are working, if we don't control our karmendriyas with the help of our mind, then we are going to commit lot of sins, lot of sinful actions. So those reactions are going to bind us to this material world. So in order to control our karmendriyas now, first we need to control our mind. If our mind is controlled, then only we can control our karmendriyas, working senses. When our mind is not controlled, how are we going to control our karmendriyas? So that's why Krishna is teaching us that we need to control our mind. So if mind is our best friend, then we can control our senses. Sanair uparame buddhya dhriti grihitaya atma samstam manakritva nakinchit api chinti. So we need to slowly, gradually, step by step, we need to, with intelligence, we need to gain that determination by which we can control our mind, keep the mind under the control of our self. If that happens, then with that controlled mind, we can actually control our karmendriyas. If karmendriyas are not controlled, if the mind is not controlled, then what is going to happen? Prakritistani karsati. Manaka sastani indriyani prakritistani karsati. With 6 senses, including the mind, we will struggle in this material world. Prakritistani karsati. That's what is going to happen. If we don't control our mind, if we don't control our senses, then we are going to struggle. So, in order to control our mind, we need to know how to control our mind. Otherwise, how can we control our mind? Without knowing, without understanding. That Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita. How to conquer our mind, how to control our mind. So that means we need to listen to Krishna. That's it. We need to understand this Bhagavad Gita. Then we can practice. We can follow Krishna's instructions and practice in our life every day. And with that practice, mind should become our friend. It won't go anywhere. Then it is possible for us to bring the senses under the control of ourselves. Yada samharate chayam kurmangani va sarvasaha indriyani indriyartebhyaga tasya prajna pratistita. The tortoise, when it senses problem, it is able to withdraw all its limbs inside its shell. Kurma anganiva sarvashagam. Like that, we should be able to withdraw all the senses and bring it under the control of ourselves. Then we will have steady intelligence. So for that, we need this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We need to understand this Bhagavad Gita. We need to follow this Bhagavad Gita. We need to practice this Bhagavad Gita. So that's why this knowledge is very, very important for the soul, because this is the knowledge about our self. That's what we need to understand. This is the knowledge about our self, soul. That's what we are gaining every day. We are understanding. We know how to control mind. We are able to practice. We are chanting every day also after the class. We are practicing. And what if we practice? If we make this practice very perfect? If you remember yesterday I mentioned that practice makes not only perfect, but it also makes permanent. So that means permanently our mind perfectly controlled. So that's what will happen. That is the status we need to achieve before we get old, before our karmendriyas stop working. Because if we don't use this opportunity to control our mind, when our karmendriyas are working, if we are not able to control our senses, if we let the senses go the way it wants, if we let the mind go the way it wants, then if we just go after material sense objects, running after material sense objects, so then ultimately when we get very old, we can't do anything. Our karmendriyas are not going to work, but our mind is not going to help us at that point of time. Because we have not trained our mind. So then it will be attached to a lot of sense objects only. Only we will be thinking that, oh, I'm not able to enjoy this, I'm not able to enjoy that, like that. But if you practice this Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and focus our mind on Krishna, we can enjoy at that point of time. We can enjoy now, we can enjoy when we are very old, and we can enjoy after death, we will go to Goloka. So that's why this is the real enjoyment, unlimited enjoyment. So our mind, when it is focused always on Krishna, so then we will be able to experience unlimited happiness. Sukham akshayam ashnute. Few days ago there was Akshaya Tritiya. So Akshaya means it is not going to diminish at all. It's not going to decrease at all. So it's not going to be destroyed at all. So that's what Akshayam. Sukham akshayam ashnute. We will be able to enjoy unlimited happiness. That is not at all possible in this material world. This so-called material sense enjoyment, that is not at all, it's not at all unlimited. It's very limited, and also it looks like happiness, but that is the source of distress. Dukkha yonaya evate. Yehi samsparsa ja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. So whatever enjoyment materially we are getting with material sense objects, they are the source of our distress, dukkha. Adi anta. It has beginning and end. Adi antavantaga. Adi antavantaga kaunti. Nateshu ramate putaga. If we are intelligent, we should not be focusing on that. So that means we should have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, and we should act as per this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We should know how to act, how to do our duties, how to perform. So that science we should know, that should be taught. So that's what is very important. That's what we are learning. It should be taught in all the schools, everywhere, all the children from the childhood age. We should be taught how to act, how to behave. Understanding very well that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead just by using this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. But we know very well that that's not going to happen. We already were seeing that it is not happening. And it's not going to happen also. Because we know only 1 in 1,000 only will take interest in this Bhagavad Gita. If you go and tell many friends, many people whom you know, come and join, study this Bhagavad Gita, let us study, how many will come? We are extremely fortunate persons in this way. There is no doubt about that at all, because we are here studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita. That's why we are here. Because we are on the way to Goloka. We are all traveling together now to Goloka. So that way we should be really very happy that we are going to go to Goloka, going to Krishna, we are going to escape from this material world. So we just have to follow the instructions given by our Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. Have full faith on Him, completely surrender unto Him with love and devotion. So then Krishna will take care of us very, very well. He is serving us. He will serve us. Now we have got all the facilities to study and understand Bhagavad Gita every day. Who is providing all these things? Krishna is providing. And we are able to understand very well also every day. And we are studying every day also. And even though the same slokas we repeat and study every day, we never get bored at all. The reason? This is the knowledge coming from Krishna. This is the knowledge about ourselves. And we are finding so much of happiness when we are listening to Krishna. That's the reason we are never getting bored to listen to this Bhagavad Gita class, Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We are enjoying. So, this is how our life should be. So that way, when our mind is full of Krishna, this mind is filled with Krishna consciousness, nothing else, nothing else. We should not be thinking about anything else. We should not be worried, thinking about anything. Our mind is filled with only Krishna's name. Then we are going to be always happy only. We will never be disturbed. We are able to understand the difference between body and soul very well. Scientifically, we are able to understand. It's very nicely proven. Krishna is teaching us very scientifically, we are understanding that we are the soul. We are not this body. Now, we should not be aiming for a permanent life in this material world, in this temporary material body, using this temporary material body. That is not going to happen at all. Because this body will be completely destroyed. It will come to an end. There is no doubt about it. Only what we need to ensure that we should not be taking another body. That is very important. So we should not be worried about losing this body, but we should be worried about gaining next body, another body. So for that, we need to put all the efforts possible in this life itself to progress, to achieve Goloka, to go to Krishna's way. to remember Krishna at the time of death. So the goal for us is to spread Krishna's message. That's only our job, nothing else. All other jobs, what we are doing it, Krishna is actually doing it. We know that everything is actually, even Krishna told Arjuna that he already killed Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, everyone. So like that in our life also, we think that we are working, going to job, doing this, doing that, all such things. So Krishna is doing it. Through his Maya, Krishna is doing it. But we should not be thinking that we are doing it. The moment we think that we are the doer, there itself we fail. There itself we are committing sins. Thinking that I am doing it. Only one thing we can do it is remember Krishna. That only we can do it. That Krishna cannot do it for us. Ourselves remembering Krishna, Krishna cannot do that. If that was possible, if that is possible, Krishna would have made everybody to remember him and have taken everyone to Goloka. So that is not possible. So ourselves remembering Krishna, we only have to do it. So let us focus only remembering Krishna, serving Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, listening to this Bhagavad Gita, and following Krishna's instructions. Then our life is going to be beautiful, wonderful. All our problems, they will be solved completely. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished 47 slokas in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So very important sloka we studied yesterday also. And even all the slokas coming also. Of course, all the slokas are important only in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever Krishna says, it's important only for us. So what we studied, we understood Krishna says in the sloka number 46. Yavanatta udappani sarvataga samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. So whatever we can do with water from the well, we can, all the purposes served by a well water is at once served by a great reservoir of water. That is Samplutotaka. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas are served by knowing the purpose of Veda. That Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanata. So what is the purpose of Veda? Purpose of Veda is to know Krishna. Vedescha Sarve Ahamyeva Vedu. Of all the Vedas, I am to be known. So we are already knowing about Krishna in this Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding everything very well. So let us stick to Bhagavad Gita, study Bhagavad Gita, understand, follow. Then we are going to go to Goloka, no doubt. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Then we studied in the sloka number 47, Krishna taught us very well. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palahetubur mate sankost akarmani. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. We have a right to perform our duty. That adhikaram is there, right is there. Ma paleshu kadachana means we don't have the right to the results. That results we cannot claim. That's what we need to understand very well. That only we have the duty we can do, but results like a person who is working for a big employer, maybe some big industry or something working. So the owner only wants all the results out of it. Owner, of course, gives him salary, all such things. But the employer himself cannot think that I am only working here, I am only doing everything, let me take everything with me and all. Can he think like that? If he thinks, then he will be kicked out of the job. He will be sent to jail. So like that here, the real owner is Krishna. Krishna wants everything. Krishna is the source of everything. All the results belong to Krishna. We should not be attached to those results. We should not claim those results. Yobungte stena evasaka. So he is a thief. That's what Krishna is saying. Kripana palahetam. The person who is seeking the results is a miser. That's what Krishna is teaching. So that's what we need to understand, that ma paleshu kadasana. We don't have the right to the results. Ma karma palahetu. We are not even the cause for the results of our activities, and we should not be attached to not doing our duty. So that's what Krishna is. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Then in the next sloka, Krishna is continuing there. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So the definition for yoga is given in this sloka. People think that yoga means just doing asanas, exercise. That's what is yoga. That is wrong. That is a part of the yoga. So, hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga, like that, it is a part of the yoga. But yoga, what is the real meaning of yoga? This Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. And what is the real meaning of yoga? That's what Krishna is teaching us in this sloka. He's telling Arjuna that you be situated in the yoga. Yogastha kuru karmani. Perform all your activities. So what is the meaning of yoga? Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. By giving up the attachment to the results. In the previous sloka only Krishna said that ma karma pala. So hetubur. You are not the cause of the results of activities. Karmanyeva adhigaraste ma palesu kadasana. So you don't have the right to the results. So that's why Krishna is teaching us that give up the attachment to the results. Tyaktva. Sangam tyaktva. That's what. Tyaktva karma pala sangam nityatripto nirashayaga karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. So if you give up all attachment to the results of activities, then when we perform actions, we are not doing anything. We are not going to be bound by the results at all. So that's why here Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. So how we can prove that we have given up the attachment to the results? How we can prove that Sangam Tyaktva, we have given up the attachment? Siddhi asiddhyo samo bhutva. Being equal in both success and failure. So then only we can prove that we have given up the attachment to the results. If you are affected by the results, so that means we have not given up the attachment to the results. So we should not be affected by the results. That's why siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. And that equanimity is called yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So that is what is called yoga. We are going to get that yoga by following this Bhagavad Gita. That's why in the 4th chapter, the first 3 slokas, Krishna is continuously saying yoga, yoga, yoga means this Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyam vivasvan manave praga manu iksvakave abravi. I gave this yoga, this Bhagavad Gita to sun god Vivasvan. Vivasvan gave it to Manu. Manu gave it to Iksvaku. Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishyo vituku sakale neka mahatto yogo. Mahatta yogo. Nashaka parantapa. This great yoga, last it was coming through disciplic succession. In the due course of time, it was lost. And Sayevayam maya tedya yoga proktaka puradanaha bhaktosi me sakacheti rahasyam yetaduttamam. That same yoga which I gave in the past to sun god Vivasvan. So I am giving it to you. Yoga proktaka puradanaha. That yoga. This Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. So that means when we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, of course we are going to do. When we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, we will definitely act on this. There is no doubt. So then at that point of time, we will be a yogi. We will be able to achieve the yoga. So that means we will be equal at all times. So that's why yamhi na vyadayanti ete purusham purushashava sama dukkha sukham dhiram somritattvaya kalpati. So one who is not disturbed in mind, na vyadayanti. So sama dukkha sukham dhiram, equal in both sukha and dukkha, happiness and distress. So he is eligible for liberation. Somritattvaya kalpati. So we need to achieve that status of yoga, that not disturbed by anything, equal in everything. So that's why Krishna is told Arjuna that sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhista kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayaga. So that's what Krishna is doing. So one should be equal in both success and failure, profit and loss, victory or defeat. So we should not be disturbed by the dualities in this material way. So that's what Krishna is giving the definition for yoga. Perform your duty equipoise, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. We are going to achieve the status of yoga. There is no doubt about it. So that means controlling our mind. So Dhyana Yoga, there also Krishna is referring to that yoga only. So when we can be equal in both success and failure, when our mind is under our control. So that's why there also Krishna is going to talk a lot about yoga. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 48 in the second chapter. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Rama Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. If devotees have any questions, please use the raise hand option. Otherwise, I will unmute you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Romarai Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ila Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful lecture. I don't have any doubts today.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hina Mataji. You got unmute. Hare Krishna, Ravinder Goyal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
It is a wonderful word. When we read along with verse number 41, 44, and the 47th verse, it clears so many doubts. Actually, what is yoga? Yoga is to be in equality. Whatever is the outcome, we have to be equally. We should not be disturbed by the results. Have the equal kind of a feeling. Actually, this comes when we have this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, which we said in verse 41.
Yes.
In fact, if we are Krishna conscious, then only we can be a yogi.
Yes.
And have this automatically, actually. If somebody is attached to the materialistic things, then he cannot be equal in both success and defeat. This word Bahu Shakha hi Anantasya Buddhyo Avasayinam. Those who are not in Krishna consciousness, they cannot be in this Satmika Buddhi.
Yes.
It also explains why this Gita Shastra is called the Yoga Shastra. This whole science is about how to become yogi. That's why it is called Yoga Shastra. So that was also that is also a revelation today. And then I have written also to get very clear about what is a yogi. We can see the example of Lord Ram when
Yes.
he was about to be crowned. The day before everything was decided, and next day he was called in the early morning and he was sent to the forest.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that was the kind of quality that he has shown. He was not perturbed at all when he was asked to go to the exile, and
Yes.
he was not very happy when he was asked to be crowned. That you have been chosen to be crowned. So
Yes.
that is the example of a perfect yogi. So Ram has led by example how to become a yogi in the life. Unfortunately, we all are in the process of becoming yogi, we can say. So it's a good
Yes.
thing. We have started a beginning and we are learning very nicely. And different kinds of thoughts are coming daily when we listen to you. And we are definitely getting benefited by this class.
Yes,
So nice
Prabhu.
of you, Guruji. We are grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. You said it very nicely, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy only, we are getting this knowledge, Prabhu. Definitely. Krishna will take us to Goloka, no doubt, Prabhu. He's waiting. Krishna is eagerly waiting for us to go there, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagu, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji,
Hare
because
Krishna.
in 2 minutes I have to go to examination. So this is physical test, but mental test is important. Physical
Yes.
test is mental. So without permission, I left the last 2 days classes because of tight engagement. So really, I am very grateful. But
No
the
problem.
real test is Bhagavad Gita. Really, this is life test. Other tests are nothing. So this is very important. We should try our effort. This is your enlightening class. I'm very much indebted, Guruji, and really we should do much more time effort to this class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Satada Naman, Pranam, Pranam, Pranam.
Pranam, Prabhu. Nice talking with you today, Prabhu. I know last 2 days we couldn't talk. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Deepesh, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. I was traveling last 3-4 days, so
Yes, Prabhu. No problem.
I could not join. It was busy time,
Yes.
but yeah, I'm back now, so I will be able to attend classes.
Yes, you can, when you find time, you can go to our YouTube recordings. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful class, Guruji. No questions today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Gayatri Shivakumar Mataji, Hare Krishna. Kandula Tirupati Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, thank you very much. Today's class also, I am very happy to see you again in the Zoom class. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Nandavad.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare.
No question, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Asha Srimataji, Hare Krishna. इसके गार्ग प्रभु हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, I could not listen today's lecture.
Yes.
In fact, I joined just at the beginning of the question answer session.
Yes,
Therefore, I don't have any question, but Guruji, I will listen to the lecture in the evening.
Yeah, the YouTube recordings you can listen. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Suresh Tabi Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Very nice question, Guruji, today also. And then we got a very good definition of the yogi also. Like, so basically, like when we do not have to expect anything and for the results. At the same time, I think we do not have to. I think your Bhagavad Gita develops this. One should not be reactive to the situation. Because once you become reactive, then then it all starts, anger starts, this, that, another thing like that. So that attains the stage of yogi. Isn't it, Guruji?
Yes, Prabhu. That's correct. We should, when we are focusing everything to serve Krishna, that's it, Prabhu. Then automatically we will become a yogi. That's it. When we are attached to Krishna, doing everything for Krishna's satisfaction, then that's it.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna. Shashikopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for today's class. It was very wonderful. I don't have any questions, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Ashasin Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for wonderful class.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Krishna's mercy.
Bhagavad Gita knowledge is the scientific and supreme knowledge, Guruji.
Exactly, yes.
Devote 100%, then only.
Yes.
Then only.
Complete. Yes, Mataji.
All the result. And only happiness is possible.
It is. Krishna will make sure that will happen, Mataji, because we are very much, we have a lot of faith on Krishna, so he is helping us. Yes, Mataji.
We are very blessed by learning daily.
Yes, yes, Mataji. There is no doubt, Mataji. As I was telling in today's lecture, that we are very, very blessed, very extremely
blessed, really. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
So yesterday and today, whatever you taught to us is brought to my mind my school life. See, yesterday you were telling practice makes the things perfect and permanent.
Yes, ma'am.
Nowadays, that is totally forgotten. Everybody, even the children, even the ladies, even the gents, everybody keeps the mobile in hand and read the mobile and do it. Anything they want to do, they want mobile. Without mobile, they cannot. That means there is no practice.
They are practicing using mobile probes. That's the problem. That's why they get used to it. Yes, ma'am.
So when we really the playing in the childhood life, that means the yoga, that is the real yoga. Many games we play in our ground.
Yes.
When we were young, the school life, that is nothing but practice.
That is correct.
And at that time, our mind is concentrating only on that.
Mm-hmm.
Concentration comes automatically.
Yes, ma'am.
That same concentration goes to each and every work we do. So that is the way we practiced concentration, and that is nothing but perfection and permanent and practice.
Yes.
That is nothing but same. Nowadays, that is not there at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything is available in mobile. Why should I keep in mind? This is the question asked by everybody. And if we go to even today's yoga, the real meaning of yoga, to remember Krishna and not to attach to the result. When it will come? It will come only you practice.
Practice.
Without practice and anything, even the work you do daily, real work, practical work to earn money, that itself is a practice.
Practice.
And that we remember and then do it. That we are dedicated. Really speaking, we people are dedicated to do like that. We are practiced in the olden days like that.
Yes.
Whereas today world is totally different. So that way the Gita is very, 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 very important to all the people too. Because again you are telling that is to be done before our bodily activities stop. That's the first explanation you have given today.
Yes.
Before our bodily, all our karmas, karmendriyas stop working. Before that, that means that has to start at a young age itself.
That is correct. Yes, should start at very young age.
Very young age itself it should start. So all these things, it's really a secret how we are going to understand, how the people. I'm not clear at all. When you say 1 in 1,000 only, that is again another big question.
Now you are able to experience that because you are distributing flyers and you are able to really experience that only 1 in 1,000, correct?
So that is the real thing today when I heard your explanations of today's sloga and other thing, I got it. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sunil Srivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for another wonderful class and for explaining yoga to us. Yoga is the union of mind with Krishna. So that was also a very good explanation, and that practice makes perfect and permanent. A very nice sentence. I just sent to my family also.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Guruji.
We are all practicing, Mataji, so definitely it will have permanent effect. Even after changing bodies also, we will continue to practice and go to Goloka, no doubt, Mataji.
Yes.
This life itself we can go, that's well and very good. Otherwise, definitely we are going, no doubt. Yes,
yes, Guruji. Hopefully in a shorter period, things should happen.
Yes,
so,
that's what is happening. Krishna is giving us already a lot of service, correct, Mataji, already.
Yes, yes, Guruji. He's giving us a lot of opportunities.
Yes, lot of opportunities, tremendous opportunities. Yes, Mataji. We never even thought about it. It's happening. All these opportunities, Krishna is
yes, giving. Yes. Yes, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you for the class. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ritika Reddy Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ritika Mataji. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, wonderful class, Guruji, and Palaniappan Prabhu, Ravindra Goel Prabhu, they all mentioned very nice synopsis of what we learned so far. Wonderful, Prabhuji. And today we learned about yoga, and also I consider it as to be also one of the scales that Krishna gave us to measure ourselves. That how much Krishna conscious we are into, because we can easily measure the equanimity by when we get some result which is not what we actually wanted to, and then we start fumbling about it and get affected by it. And so I think we can judge ourselves that how much equanimous we are in different situations, and how close we are to go to Goloka kind of thing. Is that right, Prabhuji?
That is correct. That's correct. We are when we get this knowledge fully again and again studying, we are able to we'll be able to judge. We'll be able to see where we are, how we are progressing. That's why Krishna himself is saying that Pasyanti Jnana Chakshusakam. A person who has got the eyes of knowledge will be able to see all these things. So with the knowledge, we will be able to measure. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Wonderful, Prabhuji. And Guruji, thank you and interpreted for all your services that you are doing for so long, and taking us inch by inch every day towards the perfection, Guruji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, all devotees.
Hare Krishna. Ritika Mataji, Hare Krishna. I know you unmuted and got muted again. Hare Krishna. Vrinda Jaising Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. It was very nice, and my takeaway today is that with the intellect, with the help of the intellect, we need to control our mind and focus this mind on Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
And to be equal in all situations and all the dualities of our life situations, victory, defeat, joy, sorrow, cold, hot, whatever. So that was very nice, Guruji. So the crux is that our mind should be with Krishna. If our mind is with Krishna, then the soul automatically experiences happiness.
Yes, that's it. That's it. We are able to.
So the mind is a tool with which the soul can experience distress or happiness.
That is the thing. Yes, Mother. It's only status of our mind. If our mind is peaceful, we are happy. If our mind is disturbed, we are not happy. We are distressed.
So Guruji,
disturbance of mind brings distress.
Yes. So Guruji, our mind is such a big tool that we have been given. And I mean, it's in this real sense, it's more important even than the intellect, because we subdue our intellect with the thoughts in our mind. Whereas the intellect is stronger if it can think right. But it is a mind, because what is mind? It is a bundle of thoughts. No, Guruji?
Yes, Mother. Mind is a subtle body, part of your subtle body.
Yes, but the function of the mind is just, it's a bundle of thoughts constantly. Yes. It's a constant equipment to think.
Yes, Mother. If our mind thinks about Krishna, we are happy. That's why we need to train our mind to think about Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Control our senses.
Yes,
Guruji. So
Krishna is teaching that Indriyani parani ahu, Indriyebhya param managa, manasastu para buddhi, yo buddhe paratastu saha. So senses are superior to the dull matter. Mind is above the senses. Intelligence is above the mind. And the soul is above the intelligence. That's what Krishna is teaching.
Yes, Guruji. Yes, Guruji. Very nice it is. And we need to practice. That's what we need. Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Shivakumar Mataji.
Good morning, Guruji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
A very nice lecture. Very nice lecture.
Yes,
holding all our hands towards Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Mother. Krishna's mercy.
Yes, daily in the morning, refreshing us Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Nice session today. Controlling our mind, which is very difficult. Sometimes it get controlled, but sometimes it go beyond. Thank you.
For a period of time, when we continue this very sincerely, then it will become our friend, no doubt.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Today I joined during the chanting, Guruji. I didn't listen to the class. But still, during the discussion, I'm just got the gist of what you have told, Guruji. That we have to use our intellect. Intellect is the main. So everything, unless Krishna's mercy is there, we will not use our mind, we will not use our intellect also. That is my personal experience, Guruji.
That is correct. That's why Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Nachayuktasya Bhava. So when you are not connected with Krishna, when we don't have Krishna consciousness, we are going to lose our intelligence and we will not have steady mind.
Yes, Guruji. Unless Krishna is, every time you have told us long back also, whatever we use Gita, wherever other people are using Gita without Krishna in the center, that time also we will not get any intelligence, Guruji. We will not get connected to him, his mercy will not be there. So, thank you, Guruji. You are doing every day Gita Yajna. That's what I was discussing during with my classmates. Guruji is doing Yajna, Gita Yajna for the last 30 years. This Yajna,
Krishna's mercy, yes, Mataji.
this Yajna will, Gita Yajna is yielding the results and we are getting opportunities.
We are all getting so much of opportunities now to please.
Guruji. This Yajna will definitely yield some results because Krishna likes Yajna. And that this Gita Yajna, what you are doing for the last so many decades, that will, Krishna will open his eyes towards that Yajna, Guruji. No doubt only, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you very much for this Gita Yajna, daily Yajna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Ritika Reddy Mataji. Ram Prabhu. Okay, we'll now listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan, then at the end we will.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Primera has Primera 2, but we only refer single IP. So customer, we will have a single IP. Either in other words, I can say.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Ram Prabhu. You know you are in meeting, something, that's why you couldn't unmute earlier. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hello, Hare Krishna, Guruji. I am in another call, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Class was excellent, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hello. Sorry, Shiva. Sorry.
Ritika Reddy, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sunil Shivas. Okay, we'll again see tomorrow. Hare Krishna.